It's good to have you with us today, and we want to get sort of the other perspective on this now. We're joined by Lily Eskelsen. She's the vice president of the National Education Association to speak about this at a national level. Lily, what's your reaction, to all of this, that tenure might in some way go away for teachers? Is that a good idea?
The only thing teachers have is the right to defend themselves if they feel that they've been treated unfairly. But let's talk about where things are working. And this is the part that always confuses me, because there are some amazing examples of teachers working with school boards, working with the politicians in the area to say, you know what we were doing with kids, how we were organizing ourselves 20 or 30 years ago, it isn't working anymore. These kids need something different from us. Go to Putnam City West High School in Oklahoma. Go to Manitowoc, Wisconsin. Go to Helena, Montana. We have incredible examples that don't get any press at all because there are no picket signs.
I could not agree with you more. And, I know firsthand about, some very innovative school projects that are going on. I support them. But I ask you the question, I ask you this question. Why do we need to have tenure anymore in this country? Why? Do we need to?
Well, I'm not sure what tenure means in different parts of the country.
It means when teachers are locked into their job and they basically can't be fired, and we know it happens.
I taught in Utah for 20 years. If I wasn't doing my job, if I had bad evaluations, I could be fired. So what you have are different laws, and what I'm saying is where people are saying it's the teachers, it's their unions, it's the school boards, and they come together and they find a way to solve a problem. In Helena, Montana, they said, we want to attract the best, we want to only keep the best. And it was the union that came together and worked with the administration to say, we're going to be a magnet for only the best teachers, and it's working. And nobody shows up to take a picture of it because kids learning and doing their homework and happy parents
doesn't make the problem. Happy parents and kids who are learning is not the problem. And unfortunately, we don't focus on that. But it is the solution, and we want to see more of it across the country. But we all know that there are situations where lots of teachers are protected who shouldn't be, where the youngest teachers who come in who are doing a great job are the first ones out. That's what happened here in New York. And that's why you have 700 teachers in Brooklyn banding together and saying, we don't want to be in the union because we want to be judged on our own merits, and we don't want to be first in, first out if we're doing the best job.
We have 3.2 million NEA members who are very happy to be a part of their union, and it's because we want to find solutions. That's what's going on. Whenever you hear a politician or a superintendent say, we're going to pay for excellence, merit, performance, it all comes down to pay by test scores. I had the gifted and talented class one year, and I had 35 fifth graders, 12 of whom had reading and math disabilities the very next year. If you were judging me or paying me or firing me on my students' test scores, it would be horrible.
I hear you. But you know what? It doesn't take a genius to figure this out. Everybody knows in every school district across this country who the good teachers are and who the ones who aren't so good are, and who the dead weight is and who needs to go. Everybody knows that. They are protected by tenure, and they are protected by their seniority, and it needs to stop. And the person who, created this movie, Waiting for Superman, that's getting all this attention, he said, I didn't want to call out the unions. I didn't want to because it's not in my DNA to do that. But when I went around, it kept coming up again and again and again in my face that is where the problem lies.
That is not where the problem is in Helena, Montana. It is not where the problem is in Seattle.
Montana.
But what I'm telling you is, why didn't he go and take a look at places where they said, we have an evaluation system that works. We have an evaluation system that actually helps
I think that's what's going to happen.
There.
And those places that are stellar and stand out are going to get attention, because that's the focus, and we need to make more places like it.
You promise? I would love a Fox News out in Helena, Montana, because they don't get any attention because they're working.
What I can promise you is that we will focus on the good side and the bad side of this story, because it needs to be changed in a big way. And I appreciate you being here today, Lily. Thank you very much for joining us. Lily Eskelsen, thank you for being with us from Washington. All right, well, from the Congressman...